That's it for the news side of things this morning. Let's send it over now to First Alert meteorologist Tim Strong as we prepare for some wintry weather.
Yeah, Texas already in the forefront here. West Texas, the panhandles of Oklahoma as well. Dallas to just around maybe Oklahoma City. That center of low pressure beginning to develop a little bit more in southeastern New Mexico and West Texas. That's the storm system that by tomorrow will start moving through. So we're talking about the highlights, the winter storm watch for counties in the northern half of the viewing area that have already been, again, allowed to go into effect. But that won't move in effect until Friday. So some of those counties off to the north will be in a winter storm watch. But the wintry mix is still possible along and north of I-20. That seems to be about where the location seems to have a little bit greater impact here. Now, the farther north of the CSRA that you get, the greater the percentage for wintry weather impacts here. Not to say that we won't have any of our own, but it just continues to increase as you get a little bit farther north. And there's going to be a lot of the southeast affected by cold air or winter weather. We do have the cold winter weather advisory here as far as the impact for very cold wind chill values that have dropped down in the mid-teens to low 20s in some of our southern counties. Now, the counties that are going to go into effect with that winter storm watch will be Tolliver all the way to Saluda County and a lot of the northern half of Georgia, upstate of South Carolina, tomorrow morning through Saturday morning. So really just kind of looking at that expanded view centered on the CSRA. Anywhere along I-20, and that may include areas that are just a little bit south of town. Not to say it's only I-20 to the north, but anywhere around the metro region here, kind of shaded in that darker orange, we could have a wintry mix. You get a little bit farther south, you get more into Burke County and continue down across I-16, the greater impact for just rain. So heading north, more of the winter weather impacts, farther south, just cold rains. And really a lot of 85 between Charlotte and Atlanta seems to be a little bit more elevated in the winter storm impacts as well. So a lot of the major interstates across the two-state will be impacted. I-26, 85, parts of I-40 again into eventually western North Carolina, kind of limited there, but even 285 around Atlanta. So travel conditions, if you had plans to head to Atlanta tomorrow, you might want to take a rain check on that because they will not be getting any better until probably the end of the weekend. We're looking at totals. We're talking about the potential for some freezing rain, maybe some ice totals, maybe a 1/10 of an inch to 100th of an inch around. So there is that potential that there could be some light accumulating ice as well as some light dusting or maybe up to a quarter-half inch of some light snows. And these are the same areas that are under that winter storm watch. You get farther into the upstate, you get higher totals projected. Now, also keep it in mind as road conditions continue to move into more of a poor outlook into Friday, you've got to increase your distance, not get in a hurry. And remember, driving over bridges and overpasses, those always freeze first. We have a cold, sunny day. At least we've got a nice one to enjoy for the rest of our afternoon. Bundle up for it, though. Heading into those middle 40s by 3 and 4 o'clock. Let's start talking about Friday. The impacts of winter weather will already start moving into the Atlanta area, so we can kind of see the wintry mix in pinks to more of the snows, and it's kind of an expanded view between I-16 and I-85 getting into tomorrow morning. So a closer year around the I-20 area through mid-morning, 9, 10 o'clock. Well, yeah, there could be some of that rain, a light changeover to a wintry mix to maybe a little bit of some light snow trailing off to the north. Heading into 5 o'clock, and just really kind of notice how steady our temperatures are in the lower to mid-30s around the freezing mark the entire Friday forecast. So even though we're not seeing rain falling, well, at the surface, it could be at 32 or freezing. So freezing rain is also a big concern right there. Saturday morning, well, the storm system's out, but we could have some refreezing still as the temperatures remain around freezing. Eventually, we get into Saturday afternoon. It'll be windy, cold, becoming mostly sunny, but thankfully well above the freezing mark. We'll be into the 40s. So keep in mind, poor driving conditions tomorrow, the threat for winter weather, mainly through Friday into Friday night and early Saturday morning. That storm system moves out. And we're looking at clear conditions, a lot of sunshine into next week, and should get back in the lower to mid 50s by Monday and Tuesday.